In ancient Persia, during the reign of King Ahasuerus, a lavish feast was held to display the greatness of the empire. On the final day of the celebration, the king commanded Queen Vashti to appear before the guests to show her beauty. She refused and was banished from the palace. This left a vacancy for a new queen. Across the vast kingdom, beautiful young women were brought to the citadel of Shushan so the king could choose his new queen. Among them was a Jewish woman named Hadassah, known as Esther, who was raised by her cousin Mordecai. Esther found favor in the king's eyes and was crowned queen, though she kept her Jewish identity a secret, as Mordecai advised. Meanwhile, Mordecai discovered a plot by two of the king's guards to assassinate the king and told Esther, who relayed the information. The conspirators were executed and their names recorded in the royal chronicles. However, a much darker plot was unfolding. Haman, a powerful official, grew furious because Mordecai refused to bow to him. Haman's anger toward Mordecai turned into a plan to destroy all the Jews in the kingdom. He convinced the king to issue a decree that on a certain day, every Jew would be killed throughout the empire. When Mordecai learned of the decree, he mourned in sackcloth and ashes. He sent word to Esther, urging her to intervene with the king. Esther knew that approaching the king without being summoned could cost her life, but Mordecai reminded her that perhaps she had become queen for such a time as this. Encouraged by his words, Esther asked the Jews to fast and pray for 3 days before she would approach the king. With courage, Esther entered the inner court of the king. The king extended his golden scepter and invited her to speak. Esther invited the king and Haman to a banquet she had prepared. At the second banquet, she revealed her identity as a Jew and exposed Haman's wicked plot to destroy her people. The king, in rage, ordered Haman to be executed on the very gallows he had prepared for Mordecai. Though the original decree could not be revoked, the king authorized a new decree allowing the Jews to defend themselves. On the appointed day, the Jews prevailed over those who sought their destruction. Mordecai's name was honored throughout the kingdom, and he became second in command. To this day, the festival of Purim is celebrated by the Jewish people to remember their deliverance. Esther's story reminds us that courage and faith can change the course of history. When we stand for what is right at the right time, we can make a difference in ways we